What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Lazy Channel, where I'm too lazy to center my camera so you can see both pictures because I don't care. But anyways, today we're checking out 20 foods that you've been eating wrong. Before we hop into it though, of course, scroll down below, drop a like for the algorithm. It helps get it to more people and I appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to enjoy the video and you're new. Let's check it out. Oh, actually, one thing before I hop into it, I got a few comments saying you all want me to switch up how I record these videos. Normally they look like this, you know, the video right there, me in the corner, but a lot of you all been telling me to do it like this, my camera in the corner. So let me know down below in the comments which one you like more. Anyways, now let's hop into it for real.
Eating is one of the most satisfying experiences that we can have every day, especially if we get to eat our favorite meals. And the most exciting thing about food is that there are so many different dishes around the world that we can always go and look for a new thing to try. But then there are some other foods that we're so used to that we take for granted sometimes. And the funny thing about that is that we've been eating a lot of foods the wrong way. In today's video, we're looking at 20 foods that you've been eating wrong. That's right.
What are the chances we've really been eating these foods the wrong way? I feel like I'm calling it now. I haven't ate any of these foods wrong. I'm calling it.
Right, you might think you know a lot about food, but today you're gonna realize that eating certain things could be so much easier. Stay tuned all the way to number 1 because I'm sure you'll find quite a few items that you've been eating wrong. But today you can learn how to do it right. Number 20. Leftover pizza.
I don't eat leftover pizza. I'm not eating just cold pizza, buddy. I know what they're gonna say to do though. They're gonna say put it in a pan with a little bit of water. Watch, I'm calling it.
It doesn't matter how much we love pizza, sometimes we can't finish a whole pizza in one go, and that's totally fine.
I usually don't have that issue. I'm a big guy.
That's why we have leftover pizza. However, pizza that's been sitting in your fridge for a while might not be as tasty as it was when you first got it. But reheating it on a stove with a skillet or a pan can make it crispy again while melting all the good stuff on top. A microwave might sound like a faster choice, but it'll probably make your pizza soggy and less appealing. Number 19.
I called it. I just throw it into the oven, you know, make it nice and
ice cream. Everyone knows that the freezer is the place where the ice cream goes, but don't you feel like ice cream can get a bit too hard to scoop sometimes? I know it's supposed to be frozen, but too frozen makes it hard to get a scoop out of it and makes it a little less enjoyable. However, if you put your ice cream container inside a freezer bag, you'll see that your ice cream wouldn't be so hard to scoop anymore.
I'm gonna be honest, I may or may not have had ice cream not too long ago, got it out of the freezer, got a little bit of ice cream, and then, you know, I went back into my kitchen, and then I opened the fridge, and I put the ice cream into the fridge instead of the freezer after I got some. And then when I pulled it out of the fridge, it wasn't melted. Like, it wasn't melted. It was like the perfect consistency. And yes, I got more, just because I didn't want more ice cream, but like the consistency just looked so perfect. I had to get more.
Number 18. Mushrooms.
You ain't gonna catch me eating that, folks. I'm cool.
I get it. Not everybody likes to eat mushrooms, but those who do might be having a hard time slicing them the right way.
No.
It's easier when you do buy them in a can, but everyone loves fresh products, right?
Nope.
If you're having a hard time cutting your mushrooms, try using an egg slicer. Egg slicers have obviously been designed to slice hard-boiled eggs, but they work just the same with those fresh mushrooms that you get from the market. You can also try this with strawberries and other small fruits and veggies that are hard to cut with a regular knife.
I'm cool.
Number 17. Watermelon.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Who said watermelon's supposed to be cut in triangles? I know it's easy to cut, but it's quite messy to eat sometimes.
It's gonna say to cut it in like squares. I'm calling it.
It's easier, just cut your watermelon into long slices. You'll be able to eat the slices you want without getting your face all sticky and messy with the watermelon triangles. If you would like to try something a bit more stylish, you can cut your watermelon in half and use an ice cream scoop to get out the flesh into small, nice looking.
I kinda called it. He gave 2 options. I called the second option.
Portions. Number 16. Ginger. Ginger is popular for its medicinal properties, but also because it adds a lot of great flavor to many dishes. But cutting the ginger can be difficult when you don't know how to properly remove the skin. The easiest way to do it is by using a teaspoon. You'll be able to remove the skin without wasting your ginger, and the best part about it is that you can use the skin to make some tea when you're done. In that way, nothing goes to waste. Number 15. Apples. There's nothing complicated about eating an apple. But the one thing that most of us don't like is the fact that they turn brown way too quickly. If you want to take a bite from your apple and save the best for later, what you can do is slice it up, take the part you want, and then put it back together like a puzzle. Then use a...
Who the hell is doing that? If you get an apple, you eat the whole thing. I've never seen someone get an apple and eat half of it. I'm like, oh, I really want to save this other half of apple for later. Who the fuck does that?
A rubber band to hold it together, and you won't have to worry about it going brown. It'll stay fresh for a little longer. Number 14.
That is so extra. Like, get a rubber band to hold your apple to, nah.
Nice looking ice. Have you noticed how ice always looks cloudy?
Yeah, the clear ice looks cool, sure. But the best looking ice is the ice from like Sonic or Chick-fil-A, let's be honest.
Well, I'm sure that's the case with your ice unless you're aware of this hack. Just boil the water prior to putting it in ice cube containers. The boiling process will remove a lot of the stuff that makes the ice cloudy.
Why would I go through the extra steps to boil ice just to make it clear?
Granted, the taste will probably stay the same, but you can now impress your guests when you serve them a drink with
Guests? I don't have friends.
fancy ice. Number 13. Tea. There are different types of tea, but not all of them should be brewed the same way. Yellow, white, and green tea should be brewed for about 1 to 2 minutes, while black teas take between 2 to 3. And if you go for herbal, you can brew it for a longer period of time and do it for about 3 to 5 or even 6 minutes.
Interesting.
Otherwise, you might get a tea that is either too strong or too light. The right temperature and the right brewing time can make a significant difference. Number 12. The perfect sandwich.
Who is cutting the crust off their sandwich? Is we 4 years old, bro? We is not cutting the crust off of our sandwich. Grow up.
If you make a ham sandwich or any other sandwich that has meat or cheese on it, then you probably want to make sure to cover all the bread with the filling. But sometimes this is hard due to the shape of the meats that you get. To make sure your meat doesn't overlap and you get the corners of the bread covered, you can cut and place the meat accordingly so you get full coverage over your bread slices. Number 11.
Yes?
Leftover candy. Most people love candy, but everyone knows that a bit too much candy can be bad for our health, especially for our teeth. And sometimes eating too much of the same candy can become pretty boring.
True.
That's why there's a lot of leftover candy in many homes around the world.
True.
But that candy doesn't have to go to waste. You can take that old candy and crush it to mix it in with your hot chocolate. And just like that, you've got some extra flavor to your drink. Just don't get too used to it because this is overly sweet, and like I said, sweets can be bad in excess. But a treat like this one wouldn't be bad every once in a while. Number 10.
I don't even think that stock footage showed us what he was talking about. I'm pretty sure that was just random stock footage.
Cutting a cake. The point of getting a whole cake is to be able to share it with others. Depending on your knife, the slices will look nicely cut, or they're gonna look messy. To avoid embarrassment, you can try dental floss instead. Yes, that's right. The dental floss can help you cut straight and smooth lines. I'd just advise you to stay away from flavored floss, though. No one wants an unexpected peppermint taste on their piece of chocolate cake. Number 9.
If you do that to your cake, bro, I don't even want a piece. I don't care if it's clean floss, you just took it out. I just don't even want it.
Carrots. I know it's easy to eat a lot of vegetables when they're raw, but that doesn't make them any healthier or tastier. When it comes to carrots, it's best to cook them in order to boost their levels of carotenoids, which have a lot of healthy properties that can improve our lifestyles. So try to cook them next time. It'll be best for your health, and if you don't like veggies, well, just do your best.
Don't tell me how to cook my carrot. If I want to eat the raw carrots, like just rinse them off and eat them, I'm gonna do that. I don't like my carrots cooked. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna eat my carrots raw. Leave me alone.
Really so good for you on so many levels.
Dude, it's not my mama.
Number 8. Crunchy veggies. Speaking of veggies, you might have noticed the stock vegetables such as celery and asparagus tend to get a bit soggy after a while. To avoid that, try trimming them a bit and putting them inside a vase with about 1 or 2 inches of water. This will help the veggies stay fresh and crisp for a little longer.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Number 7. Ripe bananas. Sometimes we feel helpless when we notice that the way to make the perfect banana bread requires we use ripe bananas when we only have unripe ones. But that can be helped by putting them on a pan inside an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Just leave them there for about 5 minutes and you'll notice how they get darker, softer, and sweeter. With this trick, you'll be able to make your perfect banana bread or any other recipe that requires ripe bananas whenever you feel like it. Number 6. Ripe avocados. It's quite disappointing to get home and find out that all the avocados you got at the supermarket aren't ripe yet.
Be real, I need avocado.
Or even worse, you get home and you realize that some of the avocados you got are way past their ripeness, and they're just not good anymore. To avoid these issues, you can simply remove the little stem at the bottom and look under it. You'll be able to tell if the avocado is ready to be eaten or not. In that way, you won't have to unnecessarily cut it in half.
Interesting.
Number 5. Eating a hamburger.
Calling it right now. He's gonna tell you to flip the hamburger upside down. I'm calling it.
When a hamburger is too big, it might be hard to keep it all together. Some tomato slices will fall off or the dressing's gonna start dripping and make everything a mess. To avoid this kind of problem, try eating your hamburger upside down. This will hold things together and allow you to have more control over it so your food doesn't fall apart on you. Number 4.
I'm gonna be real though, I don't have that problem where I need to hold my hamburger upside down. I don't be getting condiments and shits on mine. I get my burgers plain. I get them plain. Give it to me plain, please.
Cherries. Cherries are delicious, but sometimes the pit gets in the way.
I don't like cherries for real.
So it'd be best if we could just get rid of the pit before we eat the fruit, am I right? Well, the simple way to do this is by using a bottle and a chopstick. Place a cherry on top of the narrow opening of the bottle and use the chopstick to push the pit out of it. The pit should fall inside the bottle while the cherry will stay intact on top, so you can just pick it up and enjoy eating it. Number 3. Pasta. Some pasta might give you trouble after you boil it because it's going to stick together and ruin the look of it. That can easily happen with lasagna and other types of pasta that you'd like to keep from sticking. To solve this problem, all you have to do is add some olive oil right after you drain the pasta. This will keep it nicely separated as you continue cooking it. Now it's time for the day's best pick.
Best pick.
In the picture I chose for the day, there's someone opening a hard-boiled egg without any trouble.
Yeah,
it looks so easy compared to the way that we do it. Let's find out an easy way to peel.
I know what it's gonna say. It's gonna say take the bottom, like the top and the bottom off, and then blow it.
Peel a hard-boiled egg.
Pause. Whoa.
Hard-boiled eggs. The easiest way to peel a hard-boiled egg is by filling up a glass with cold water and putting the egg in there. Cover the glass with your hand, shake it strongly, and then it'll be easy to release from its shell.
I've seen so many videos where, you know, they do the little like blow thing. Pause again. What am I doing?
If you want perfectly round eggs, just slice some onion rings, press them down in the hot pan with some oil on it, and break the egg right in the middle of the onion ring. The onion will keep the egg from spreading all over the pan, and as a result, you're gonna have one nice looking dish.
Too extra for me, bro. Just cook the egg, scramble it up, give it to me. I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Ta-ta.
Ooh, any situation, I'm a big factor. Brought out the Glock with the Ruger, I'm a mismatcher. Ooh, baby, squeeze that punani on me, okay?